Hey guys, what's going on? If you've been struggling to figure out how to stay on plan when you're traveling, stay tuned because I'm going to take you through exactly what I'm doing right now while I'm out of town. All right guys, what's going on? Zach at All Strength Training. I am currently in Tampa, Florida right now for a continuing education trip. I'm going to be spending some time bringing my own skill set up, but I'm going to be out of town here for a week. So I want to show you what I'm doing to stay on plan. So obviously the goal should be anytime we're traveling to try to stay, not disrupting our progress all that much. Now I'm 4 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition, so it's a little bit more important for me for sure to stay on track right now. But in general, I want to show you this is a pretty doable thing. So I want to take you through, I brought some stuff with me when I came. I hit 2 stops on the way to the Airbnb, and I'm just going to kind of show you what's going on here. So let's get into this. All right, so first we're just going to kind of look at the non-perishable stuff. So here's what I've got sitting on the countertop. So right now, I brought a travel food scale. This is something that I do think is really important because when you're traveling, I think it's where a lot of people fall into issues is they have no idea how much of something they're actually consuming. This scale here, we picked it up on Amazon. I want to say it was a whopping 15 bucks. It's really thin. It travels really well. So invest the money, have something that you can take with you. It was super easy to get here. I threw it in the suitcase and it was fine. You see some of my supplements, whether you're using supplements or not, if you are, here's kind of what I like to do for traveling. So for some of the stuff, we're using these individual serving packets. So like got collagen, I've got electrolytes, I've got a pre-workout and an intra-workout product. So these are nice because they're very collapsible. So some of the issue with some supplements, and I'll show you the other stuff that I brought, some supplements come in more like larger containers. They are not very practical. They're going to take a ton of space in your suitcase. Even if they're not very heavy, it's just, unless you want to bring 3 suitcases, it's not a really good idea. So for some of the other supplements that I brought, so you can see here, what I did is these are ones that, again, are coming in bigger plastic jars. So like creatine, for example, the jar that I use is probably, God, I don't know, 6 inches off the ground. So a big container. So all I did is I just put them in Ziploc bags with the scoop inside, and I just use masking tape to label it. So you see stuff like creatine. These are amino acids, glutamine, some Neurostim, which is like a cognitive supplement. I've got another pre-workout hanging out back here. But, this is a way more practical route to take. That's what I did as far as supplements. And then other stuff that I've got. So I've got, I stopped at Trader Joe's and we grabbed some mini bagels, some sugar-free raspberry jelly, cream of rice. I'm going to use this as a lot of my carbs for the week just because it doesn't take up a ton of space and it doesn't go bad. So at the end of the week, I want to make sure I'm not also worrying about throwing stuff away. These are some of my other supplements these are smaller containers. So I just left them in the container. So I've got a sleep time supplement, Hit the Rack from First Attachment. I've got magnesium that I take morning and night. And then I've got adaptogen from Morphin Nutrition. I take that first thing in the morning. I've got cashews for fat. I've got almond butter for fat. The Airbnb didn't have olive oil, which is something else that I use for a fat source. So I don't want to worry about taking a jar of olive oil home at the end of the week. So I just went with this. And then this is just a easy all-purpose seasoning. So I'm going to have to get some meat later in the week. So I'm just going to get chicken and turkey stuff that I can cook on. They've got a mini stovetop kind of configuration. Got an onion for my eggs first thing in the morning. This is the cooktop that I've got. So, some places will have a full setup stove and oven, and they don't. So all I've got to work around with this is I can use a skillet and I can use a toaster. So I'm going to be doing eggs and bagels and, stuff like that. Here you can see some of the containers that I actually came with. So I've got a meal bag from a company called Six Pack Fitness that holds 4 meals in it. You can see these are the containers. I'll be taking my food with me every morning. I've also got an oversized blender bottle just because it's Florida and it's 90 degrees right now. So I know I'm going to be blowing through a ton of fluid. So that's a 64-ounce blender bottle. So this, again, I think it's really important. One of the reasons why a lot of people blow it when they're traveling is because they don't have the ability to take anything with them. The bag that I got wasn't tremendously expensive. I don't care if you get exactly the same thing, but just like having, even if it's just Tupperware containers, you can buy fairly cheap Tupperware containers from the grocery store, put stuff in it. So that way, when you're going to be gone all day, you're not worrying about, well, I couldn't get access to something. So all I did was run on coffee and the vending machine, and then we ate out. And that's almost always the story that I hear is like, well, I just didn't have anything. And the reality is, if you plan and if you put a little bit of extra work into it, you totally can have something. This is the actual meal prep container that I'm using. So again, those Tupperware or those black containers that you saw before, this has 4 slots. There's 3 in here. 1, 2, 3. There's another one up here. It does have 3 different ice packs. Just obviously you want to make sure that your stuff stays cold. They're TSA approved. So I flew with this today with 4 meals in it. It's got side compartments. So you can fit blender bottle. You can fit, a couple of other things. You can take fruit, bananas, nuts, stuff like that. And there's 2 different compartments. I've got, these are these little Go Stack containers that are made by Blender Bottle that I use for like some of my workout powders and supplements and stuff. And that just occupies one of those slots. So this has been kind of a super helpful addition here as well. All right, so now as far as freezer stuff, so these are the ice packs. There's 3 of them. There's 2 big ones and a smaller one that go in that meal prep container. And then for frozen stuff, I hit 2 places. I went to Trader Joe's and Target to grab food. So from Trader Joe's, I got these. These are these microwavable jasmine rice. All that's in it is jasmine rice. So like there's not extra oil. There's not even extra salt. So you literally you throw these in the microwave. There's 3 of them per package. So I got 2 of those, because I know I will be going through a good amount of carbs while I'm here. If you don't need it, then don't. But these are a really nice option. Trader Joe's is the place that I've found those. I haven't seen them at other spots, but I haven't also looked away from there. And then from Target, and these you can find anywhere, these are just steam-in veggie bags. So I don't want to have to worry about getting out a stovetop or a skillet. I just want to be able to throw these in the microwave, 3 minutes, and then I'm good. So I got a few bags of those because I'll have 3-4 ounces of veggies at pretty much every meal that I eat all week long. So I got 4 bags. It should last me probably the whole time that I'm here. All right. And then inside the refrigerator, so some of this stuff is stuff that I brought with me. And then some of the stuff that I picked up here. So on this first shelf, so before I came, I grilled up some chicken breasts, these are in gallon Ziploc bags. Again, from a space-saving standpoint, this is a really easy way to go, especially if you know that you're going to have a refrigerator. So I've got, I think, about 2 pounds of grilled chicken breasts. These are roasted sweet potatoes. Obviously when you're putting them in a Ziploc like this, they're going to get a little smushed, but what's the difference between a mashed sweet potato and a roasted sweet potato? This is going to hold me over for a few days, but I'm using other carb sources too. And then I've got, these are just 3-ounce burger patties. Some of them are 96.4 ground beef and some are 99.1 ground turkey. Like I said, right now I'm 4 weeks out from a bodybuilding show. So I'm using pretty lean stuff. You could easily swap that out for something that's not quite so lean if you want to. But I do like the Ziploc strategy because all we did is put those in the suitcase with an ice pack that would stay frozen. So now at least I've got enough protein and some other options to get me through the start of the week. I'm positive I'll have to go back to the store before the next 7 days are over. But for a lot of people, this would pretty much cover them. So protein stuff. And then again, I stopped at Trader Joe's and Target. So Trader Joe's had this massive thing of strawberries. I will blow through this before the week is over for sure. And then we got cut mango and we got blueberries. And then I got stuff I do, essentially an egg omelet every morning. It's a mix of egg whites and whole eggs. So I always do onion and spinach and tomatoes. So I got 2 things of baby spinach. I got a thing of grape tomatoes. I grabbed a yellow onion that was on the counter earlier. And then over here in the door, so I grabbed a thing of guacamole, which is basically just avocado with some seasoning in it. Got cage-free eggs. First thing I did when I hit Target was I grabbed a case of Monster. I will definitely go through this. I'll probably go through 2 a day just because I have a god-awful caffeine habit. I grabbed a thing of liquid egg whites. This is going to go along with the whole eggs and the omelet. And then because I'm dieting right now, I did want to have something a little bit sweet. So my vice happens to be sugar-free A&W root beer. So I grabbed a 6-pack of that. Usually do one of those most nights with like my last meal of the day. So again, this was not a super complicated thing. I think I spent less than $100 on everything that you've seen in the video so far. And this is going to stretch me pretty close to a week. All right, so now that you've been able to kind of see how I set this up, give something like this a shot. If you are somebody who travels a lot and you've got questions about how you might configure this for yourself, drop a comment in the comments below. I love helping people out with this sort of stuff just because I do think this is a huge part of making people successful is what happens when you're in situations where you can't follow your normal rhythm, you're in unfamiliar environments. This is something that I've had, a good 15 years of practice with. So I'm happy to help. So throw a comment down below. If this was helpful, like the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can see more stuff like this. And I will see you guys next time.